I'm with Jolly Pilot, in case people are wondering. Jolly Pilot's back, and this time it's his turn to make my life hell. Because we're doing helicopter stuff.
Welcome.
Yes, hello. And then there you go. That's all I have to say about that. You have the lead, sir. This is you.
Oh yeah, I have the lead, which may be even scarier than last time. Awesome. So taking it from the top, we don't really know what mission we're going to do. But we'll say we're sitting here, strip alert. So in CSAR or CASEVAC, there's like all different levels. There's like you're sleeping, and you have to be able to be off in 15 minutes. There's APU, so accelerated power unit only, which could be, say, 5 minutes. And then there's like, no kidding, strip alert, ready to go. And we'll say we're right there right now.
Awesome.
Waiting for a mission drop of some variety. How are you doing back there?
I'm great. This is just amazing. I'm just sitting here enjoying.
So we have a CSAR. One of the various things it stands for is come, sit, and relax. So if you were doing something like, say, strip alert, or say you were on your APU only, like we'll have movies going, like everyone. I mean, sometimes you can be there for 6 hours, so you got to occupy yourself. So I don't know if you got any entertainment back there.
Well, somebody in the chat said, "What's up, mover?" That's pretty entertaining.
All right, perfect. For some basic formations, just getting out of here. Everything typically in controlled airspace, you're going to want to keep relatively tight. So it's the same thing on the fixed wing side. One rotor disc is something that we certainly do, but if the lead aircraft has to like brake for, say, something unexpected, it can get hairy like quickly. 3 rotor discs is like a pretty comfortable configuration. That formation is typically going to be echelon, so you're looking at set 1 to 3, and at about a 45 to 30 degree angle. I'll talk you through some references on that once we get airborne.
All right, got it.
All right, so give tower a call here. Yankee 1-1 is ready. Present position departure northbound. They clear us, and then what you'd hear internally, because helicopters can't really give head movements or like fingers to count down. You usually say pitch, pull, and 5, and then you kind of do your own little internal count to make it look pretty. Unless you're power limited. And if you're power limited, we'll do a staggered takeoff, because if you're just eating a litter wash back there, you'll end up in the ground. But we'll say we got a good power today. First takeoff. You ready back there?
2.
All right, pitch, pull, and 5. All right, so I can't really see you right now. Are you holding like 1 to 3 rotor discs back there?
I'd probably be at 3. A little rangy, I guess. How big is the rotor?
So it's all visual. So I know that I'm sure there's some fighter guys out there cringing now, but it's whatever you think 3 rotor discs looks like.
It feels like, I mean, using what I feel, I feel like I'm in the right position.
I mean, that's always a good technique of debrief. I felt like it was 3 rotor discs.
I mean, I feel right.
All right. The next command, so for smaller turns, particularly during the day, we won't necessarily even call them. Don't crash into me. At night, in particular, it's really hard to have any sort of aspect, as you start to get into those tactical formations, we'll call like heading. So, left 270, and that's your cue to follow me.
Gotcha. So I can switch back and forth, left and right, no problem. I'm in a cone.
Yep. Yeah. You. And there's a little bit of. I see a train over here. Let's go chase that. Yeah. So that's as a technique. The back-enders or flight engineers, they usually call, hey, 2 saddle right, 2 saddle left. So you don't necessarily need to take me. yeah, I find it is a good habit if you really, really tighten up the formation to let someone know. So if you're back at 10 dis and now you're at 1, it's generally advisable to let the flight lead know so he doesn't break right into you as he's dodging leads.
Now, should I stack high? Like, don't standard rules, don't go below flight lead?
Yeah, so stacking high is generally advisable because if you catch the wash, particularly in like a power-limited situation, it can put you to the dirt. Okay. So yeah, stacking high is usually pretty good. A good reference for you back there is if you put the edge of the tunnel stabs, whichever side you're on, in the can, that's a good 30-degree run.
You put them where?
So the edge of the horizontal stabs. What side are you on now?
I'm on the left. Kind of in
so on the left. Perfect. If you put that, so like the can, or basically where the exhaust comes in. If you put, oh god, everything just black here. Okay, I may be. I don't know if my computer just crashed. Are you?
You're climbing. You're climbing. Push
there
over.
We go.
Push over.
I don't know what just happened. We'll call it spatial D.
Oh boy.
Okay, resuming. Yeah, my monitor just went black there, so sorry about that.
That's all right.
Thanks for not killing me. All right. So you back in position or?
Yeah. I'm nice and scared back here. Flying as out of trim as I can possibly be.
So we'll say that we clear out from the controlled airspace. Actually, disregard. We'll give you some time. We'll give you some time to get in that 30-degree position. So do you see? You know where the exhaust comes out? That little.
Yeah.
And
so you put the edge of the stab on that?
Yeah, right sort of in the center of that or anywhere.
Gotcha.
That's a good 30 degrees.
Dude, with a green background and green helicopter, that's a tall order, but yeah, I think I got it.
All right, perfect. So in this case, if we want to separate, so we're doing low-level flying. This is not a position for low-level flying because you're busy trying to me and not really scanning principles or really having much situational awareness. So in this case, I'd say, hey, 2, go to combat cruise or set a distance. Like, hey, 2, go 0.5. We don't have TACAN, so basically what that means, just get out there to call it somewhere between 0.3 to 0.5 miles based off your swag or wild guess what that looks like because we don't have a TACAN in this aircraft. And then just don't pass my 3-9 line, basically.
Gotcha. So are we calling out, like, as the wingman, like I see towers and wires, what are the calls for those?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great call there. It's always nice when 2 points out wires. Like, sometimes that won't happen. Like, even when they see them and you just about scare yourself, you're like, hey, 2, you don't think you could have possibly let me know about that? And they're like, oh, yeah, we thought you saw them. It's like, well, not necessarily. So good technique for helicopter flying is to always cross at the stanchion. Yep. So you'll be here, I call, hey, I got 2 meters crossing at the stanchion. And that saves you is that often, particularly between valleys, there may be 2 lines that sort of sag down and then one is taut across the top. So if you're like, hey, I'm just going to kind of dive in between them, it can end early. So just some noteworthy low-level flying techniques. Inside your aircraft, you're going to get some good briefs here, like your co-pilot should be, hey, next leg's 5 miles, you got 1 set of wires, like your biggest is usually going to be obstacles. Next to that, if you're in a typical environment, hopefully your route's planned around anything bad, but if not, they're going to be your opportunity to alert you. So for altitudes, really depends on the branch you're in, depends on the tactical scenario you're in. Some branches like the Army don't even have a minimum altitude, just don't hit any trees. Other branches like the Navy and Air Force have various like altitude restrictions depending on different regimes of flight. This radar altimeter, as you can see, another thing you'll see is that even if altitude right now, our radar altimeter is saying we're 60 feet. As you can tell, we would crash into a tree if we dropped any lower than that. So noteworthy there is that sometimes the radar altimeter will penetrate into the trees. So if you're at 100 feet, the trees are 100 feet, you're going to have to fly at 2. Are you doing back there?
I'm in trail now. Probably stripped at half mile.
All right. So some other good things for low-level formation flying is being in pure trail isn't great. You always kind of want a little bit of an offset, just so, like, say I stir up a hornet's nest up here of bad guys, you're not flying over 30 seconds later on that exact same flight train. Yeah. You could obviously minimize that with I should say being able to line and rest, so you're not on that 3-9 line, but then you're looking at me out your side window and not what you're probably about to hit out your nose. So that's not, in my opinion, not a fabulous tactic. But also, these missions are pretty stingy here. This is just like real CISO. A lot of sitting and relaxing.
It may be that once we left the field, he won't tell us anymore. I don't know. I mean, it's the first time trying this mission, so.
This is a good warm up here. Yeah, so over fields like this, pretty much anywhere and even remotely civilized world, and even not, like, there's always multitudes of little mires and stuff. So, like, yeah, we got those big monsters out of our left side, but, like, all of these little roads typically will have, like, 50 mires associated.
Yeah, I don't think DCS has modeled those yet.
No.
The little guys.
How are you doing back there?
Okay, just when you turned, I ended up in trail, so I just need to come on out to the left side.
Are you left or right?
Left.
I'll give you a little left turn here to catch up. Yeah, so here again, I'd be like, hey, wires. Yankees, 12 o'clock, 200 meters, wires.
And does 2 say anything? 2?
Yeah, you usually acknowledge with at least a 2. We're pretty calm in versus a lot of the fighter. So generally, you're going to read back. There is almost no scenario except push on the radios that you're going to acknowledge to.
So what would you say, Yankee 1-2 contact wires?
Yeah, exactly. So if you you see wires up there, sometimes inner flight you can lose a little bit of discipline in terms of like calling out specific call signs and that. Like
I got them.
Like, hey,
I see them. They're there.
Wires 12 o'clock.
Got them.
And if you ever listen to Army formation, God help me, it sounds like it's radio. Like, hey Bob, how's the flight doing? Like, what did you guys do last night? Yeah, we're gonna maybe turn right and take off here in a little bit.
Oh, they do have the low wires. Look at that.
I think those are. I think it's for a train track.
Oh. Switching
so
right side.
In the formation, you can kind of delegate what you want slightly to. There's 2 pilots in each. So like, say my nav system isn't working great, I have no issues being like, hey, 2, like, give me a heading, give me a waypoint, something like that. Also, let's do a little 180 back here and go mess with that train. So, like, for a maneuver like that, I'd probably tell you what I was doing. Like, if you're back there in 2 and your flight lead just whips a really tight 180 and starts decelerating, you're not gonna.
So do you ever just like, hey, there's a train, let's go fuck with it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, when we're kind of out and about, like, say we're not doing a big full mission profile, you're just kind of out training low level, doing some pitches, you see like a Mars or a train in the desert, like, we're not beyond just sort of saying hello. I mean, of course, if it's a car, you know, you'd say we're doing vehicle interdiction, or even then, you know, for us, we'll say that maybe the pilot ejected on that last stream. Stranger stuff's happened.
I'm like a half a rotor disc.
Nice. I'm crossing over right. If these wires weren't here, I'd say we should do a little formation landing on one screen and the other screen. So actually, while we're doing this, crossing back over, so there's a couple different types of low-level flying as well. So like the speed is called NOV, or nap of the earth. And nap of the earth is really like basically what we're doing right now. It's pretty slow, getting really low. You know, how are you doing back there?
I'm struggling. I'm invading your personal space by a little bit.
As long as we don't go tip to tip.
Yeah,
No one likes tip to tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a bit more NOE. So like, if we're trying to kill some tanks, like, you know, trying to, obviously everyone wants to stay under the radar, but you know, we get nice and slow. Say there's some tank battalion over there. It's like Apache stuff. For us in CSAR, you kind of want to get places quick. Like, you know, hanging out here at 30 knots may be great under the radar and all, but we're also never going to get anywhere. So depending on your mission set, you may want to fly a little bit faster than that. Remember, there's a lot of fun with the terrain here while we're waiting for our mission to drop.
Yeah, I really think we have to go back. I think it's it's not gonna give us anything.
All right, this is where I'm gonna be politely, and we'll say you're a -2 upgrade pilot. I'll be like, hey, to my nav system's off. Can you give us a heading back to base?
No. 2 is like, I'd just rather just eject at this point. That's why I have Doug usually.
That's not an option here.
Yeah. Here's a question. Well, there are down pilots on the map.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let's
we can, so the magic with helicopters here, we can set down. So
that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Let's say we're on the approach.
All right. Let me look at this.
Also, that's not a great altitude to not get shot down at.
Well, I mean, they'll warn me with some shots first, and then I'll duck down.
Not super.
Oh,
there we go.
He's shooting at me.
And are you still alive over there?
I don't believe I am, because I have lost my co-pilot flying.
I am also dead.